Hey y'all, welcome back to Coffee and Composition. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm April Sojourner Truth, president of A Little More Truth LLC, and this is our segment to take the woes out of your next writing assignment. So all winter we've been getting back to the basics of grammar, and we're at the final installment of that series. So we are moving away from grammar in the spring and moving into some more fun stuff. So some of you are probably like, yes, we're done with grammar, but just hang in because we're getting more in depth in the spring. So in this last installment, we're going to be looking at confusing shifts and how to avoid them. So go ahead and grab your coffee and let's get started. All right, so let's knock it out of the park with this back to basics, gritty, nitty gritty of grammar. And we're going to finish strong with confusing shifts. So how can a shift be confusing? Well, you can take your reader out of the moment of your sentence, your paragraph, or your entire composition by making a stylistic or grammatical shift. For this segment, we're going to focus on grammatical shifts. So the first grammatical shift we're looking at is a shift in tense. You want to make sure that your verb is in the correct tense, whether it's present, past, or future, to ensure that your reader clearly knows when an event happened. So let's look at some examples. The first one is, the bookstore opened at 11 a.m. today, and I go at 1 p.m. to pick up my curbside order. So you may not quite hear the shift here, and it may not be so confusing, but you have your verb open in the past tense in the first part of the sentence, and then you shift into the future tense with go at the second part of your sentence. You either want to keep it in the future or you want to keep it in the past. And for this sentence, it would be more likely that you want to keep it in the past. So the bookstore opened at 11 a.m. today, and I went at 1 p.m. to pick up my curbside order. All right, so second example. If you are going by the bank tomorrow, will you order me some new checks too? This one you may have heard it a little bit more. Clearly, ordered does not go with if you are going. Are going is in the future tense, and it's not matching with the ordered, which is in the past tense in the second part of the sentence. So likely again that you're going to want to keep everything in the sentence in the future tense. So you would change ordered to order. If you are going by the bank tomorrow, will you order me some new checks too? All right, so you can also have shifts in person and number. You may remember that we discussed this in our subject verb agreement segment, but a person is simply the subject of the sentence, while the number is whether a noun or pronoun is singular or plural. So some examples. My family usually celebrates Christmas together, and she sings from the Temptations album. You're probably like, hold up, who is she? Where did she come from? I thought we were talking about my family. Yes, that's exactly right. That's why it gets confusing. We went from the third person plural of the family to the third person singular of she, and we need to keep it consistent. So we would just take out she here and make it, my family usually celebrates Christmas together, and we sing, so you would take the S off of the sings, songs from the Temptations album. And the second one we have, they eat pizza every Saturday night. It's his weekend tradition. Again, you're probably scratching your head like, we were talking about whoever this they were, and then we shift to his. I'm so confused right now. That's how your reader will feel as well. So you either want to keep it with the third person plural of they, or you want to shift the whole sentence to the third person singular of he. So it could either be they eat, so you take the S off again, pizza every Saturday night. It's their weekend tradition. Or you could say he eats, and you would keep the S, pizza every Saturday night. It's his weekend tradition. So the key takeaway here is that sometimes a shift isn't so obvious. You can't always hear it like you heard in the ones that I gave you today. And relying on grammar check can be a mistake. It won't always catch confusing shifts. And sometimes if it's late at night and you're writing that essay, you may not catch the confusing shifts, whether you're reading it out loud or just looking at it at the screen. So you really want to pay attention to make sure that you're not shifting throughout your sentences, throughout your paragraphs, and throughout your entire composition between tenses and between person and number. So if you need more help, as always, we are here for you. Be sure to check out our website to see if there's a package that may be right for you. And I look forward to us diving into style in the spring, and we'll see you next time.